She's not out there doing political campaign events, weighing in on all the stupid culture war issues of the day. She's not doing any of that. All she was saying was something simply obvious, that there are a lot of great black women's basketball players who haven't gotten the attention that she has, and it would be awesome to elevate them. There's nothing wrong with that. That is well-intentioned. That's somebody that's demonstrating heart. She wasn't going out there, protest, doing any of the woke social justice stuff you don't like.
Tim Miller blasts conservatives like Megyn Kelly and Charlie Kirk for their takes on the whole Caitlin Clark apologizing for being white situation, and he does it in hilarious fashion, at least in my opinion, because I got a good laugh listening to him. Let's see if you do too.
The swirling supposed controversy around Time's Athlete of the Year, Caitlin Clark. And so we're going to get to this controversy. All right, Megyn Kelly trashing Caitlin Clark, Charlie Kirk. We're going to get to it. But I just want to talk about first, I love Caitlin Clark. I love Caitlin Clark even though I have a good old-fashioned sports rivalry with her. Not any of this political nonsense that people try to drag everything. They try to take all of our joy away from us and take everything that's beautiful in the world and make it about our stupid culture war. So I don't have a rivalry with her in that sense. I just have a good old sports rivalry, like Bird and Magic, or, like Brady and Manning. It was Angel Reese, my girl at LSU, Bayou Barbie, and Caitlin Clark. And they had some epic battles together. And I was obviously on the side of Angel Reese, being a Louisiana man. That's how great Caitlin Clark is, that even still, despite the fact that she was on the rival team, her game is so beautiful that that you have to love it. You have to love it. Okay, so I want to read you something.
Man, can this dude get any less can this dude have any much lower of a T and any less soy? I mean, this dude is already a massive soy boy, but imagine being that passionate about the WNBA that he actually talks about, oh yeah, this is why I followed this team, and but I still cheered on Caitlin Clark, and because she's just beautiful, she just plays beautifully. Can this dude's T count be any lower?
Caitlin Clark said here in this Time Athlete of the Year for 2024 article, the thing that caused this whole brouhaha in MAGA media. And I'm just going to read it, and you can kind of figure for yourself what you think the problem is. Clark is cognizant of the racial underpinnings of her stardom. Quote, I want to say that I've earned every single thing, but as a white person, there is privilege. A lot of those players in the league that have been really good have been black players. This league has been kind of built on them. The more we can appreciate that, highlight that, talk about that, and then continue to have brands and companies invest in those players that have made this league incredible, I think it's very important. I have to continue to try to change that. The more we can elevate black women, that's going to be a beautiful thing. There it is. The more we can elevate black women, that's going to be a beautiful thing. I've earned everything in my life, but there is privilege. Isn't that all just obviously true? I mean, isn't that all just obviously true? It's amazing there's anything to object to that.
I mean, isn't it just obviously true? No, it's not. What's true about that? She's white? Oh, yeah, clearly. Clearly, that's more true. She's white. The rest of the players are black. Clearly, she has more privilege than them. That only makes sense to freaking low-T soy boys like this dude right here.
It would be beautiful to elevate more women, more black women in this sport, for more people to get attention for their, success and their skill. Yeah, that would be great. Has Caitlin Clark earned everything? Yeah. Are there advantages that come with being white? Obviously. All of this is just dog bites man. Nothing. It's just plain. And I think the background of this is clearly the WNBA, which, just as a quick aside before I get to the Megyn Kelly, WNBA, which was ridiculed in conservative media continually for decades, since it's been around, as someone that consumes a lot of conservative media, the only time women's basketball was ever discussed in conservative media circles was to make fun of the ratings, make fun of the lack of athleticism, to tear them down, to call it affirmative action or DEI or whatever, to insult these athletes. It's the only time they ever mention them. You see these conservative sports commentators like Clay Travis. For years and years, they never gave a rat's ass about women's sports. They just mocked it. Okay. Until the trans issue came up and they felt like they had a wedge that they could use to bring women's sports into their culture issues, to pretend like they're on the side of women. That is when this switched. And then until when Caitlin Clark came along, until they kind of co-opted Caitlin Clark in this fake race war that they're trying to create. Trying to pretend like she's on their side and Angel Reese is on the woke side and all these other black WNBA players are too mean to her. And it's like, they did this. Like, conservative media created this all out of whole cloth. All right. Over a league that they had just spent years and years deriding.
Yeah, listen. Yeah, we don't care about the WNBA. No one cares about the WNBA. That's why the NBA has to subsidize it. That's the only reason why it's still around, because nobody, left or right, doesn't care about the WNBA. And obviously I'm talking about in general. I know there's probably some diehard fans like Tim Miller here who's like, oh yeah, WNBA, woo, yes. But in general, people don't care about the WNBA. Here's the thing that like irritates me about these lefties is that they always like come on and be like, oh, the right co-opted it. No, you guys started this. Caitlin Clark is the one who came out and said, oh my God, I'm white and they're black and therefore I'm privileged. She said that. The conservatives didn't say that. She said it. And clearly she said it because she's probably, listen, her teammates and all the people she plays against, they're mostly black women. So she probably hears it all from them. She probably at one point sat there and was like, oh my God, what, it's hard getting all this heat from people. And one of these black women came up and go, well, yeah, I mean, listen, you're white. You're taking away this was built on our backs here. And you're just taking it away because you're white. So she obviously probably heard this a bunch. And so she came out and said it. It's not conservatives putting it into her head. It's her teammates. It's people around her. It's lefties like you that puts this into her head. And also, you guys were the champions of women, right? Remember? Oh, yeah, we care about women, women's rights, all these things. Like, you guys were the ones that propped yourselves up as the champions of women and feminism. And so, well, here we go. You have, let's say, a trans person playing in a women's sport, and all of a sudden, all that stuff gets thrown out the window. We bring it up to show how hypocritical you guys are and how you guys don't really mean anything you guys say. What do you guys think about that, though? Subscribe to my channel. Sound off in the comment section below. Let's get back to it.
The idea that any of these people, Megyn Kelly, Charlie Kirk, any of these people actually care about women's basketball players is preposterous. And it is negated by the fact that you can just go to their archives and see how much they were talking about women's basketball or, back before it became in vogue, back when Aja Wilson was just tearing up the league. See how much they had to say about that, or Cheryl Swoops or Diana Taurasi. Go at their archives, see how much they talked about any of those players. They didn't, because they don't actually care. This is all fake.
Sorry. I gotta laugh at this dude and how many WNBA players he knows. Stop owning yourself, man.
So, when it comes to this Caitlin Clark quote, and again, and just one more thing on this. Again, it's obviously true. Like, there's a reason that if you're watching this, you probably haven't heard of Aja Wilson, right? Okay. I mean, like, if you just Google the best WNBA players of all time, all right, my guess is you're going to see a bunch of people you've never heard of, a bunch of black women you've never heard of. All right. And so, yes, there was something about Caitlin's unique skill set and Steph Curry-esque skill set, those long threes that made her appealing. But of course, like, it also made her more marketable. Like that, there just isn't anything I don't think that is like even debatable about that. So anyway, let's hear what Megyn Kelly had to say. I guess we have to do this, huh? Megyn Kelly writes, "Look at this. She's on the knee, all but apologizing for being white and getting attention. The self-flagellation, the, oh, please pay attention to the black players who are really the ones you want to celebrate. Condescending, fake, transparent, sad. You're sad, Megyn Kelly. You are the sad one. Let this woman be. I mean, like, why does Caitlin Clark have to hew to your political obsessions to get praised? Okay? Why can't you just let the basketball speak for itself? If you really cared about Caitlin Clark, why can't you just talk about her as a basketball player, which is what she wants to focus on? You just listen to her press conferences. She's not out there talking about this stuff all the time. She's not out there doing political campaign events, weighing in on all the stupid culture war issues of the day. She's not doing any of that. All she was saying was something simply obvious, that there are a lot of great black women's basketball players who haven't gotten the attention that she has, and it would be awesome to elevate them. There's nothing wrong with that. That is well-intentioned. That's somebody that's demonstrating heart. She wasn't going out there, protest, doing any of the woke social justice stuff you don't like. Like, she wasn't out there like campaigning against tearing down anybody that had different views. You're the one tearing people down, Megyn Kelly. You're the one that's trying to insult and trash her for your own experience. You're the one trying to step on the back of somebody with actual talent to get retweets for yourself. It's pathetic. Let's look at what Charlie Kirk had to say.
Now, Caitlin Clark was met with widespread criticism, and it's deserved. But you should just kind of cut her a little bit of slack of, look, she doesn't know what she's doing. She doesn't have the fortitude or the spine or the wherewithal or the capacity to fight on these types of issues that I wish she would be able to. Outkick.com writes, fans turn on Caitlin Clark as she predictably...
Stop right there. She doesn't know what she's doing. She doesn't have the fortitude or the wherewithal or the spine to argue on these types of issues. Who's condescending now? Like, this is what Megyn Kelly said, that says that Caitlin Clark was being condescending for saying, I've earned every single thing. We should raise up black women. And now you have Charlie Kirk saying she doesn't know what she's doing. She doesn't have the spine. She doesn't have the wherewithal. Screw that. Caitlin Clark has demonstrated spine.
I think I'm gonna subscribe to Tim Miller's The Bulwark. That's what it is. I'm gonna subscribe to his channel because I have not had a good laugh like that in a bit, man. Seeing this dude with his low T outrage, like, you just get out of here and you just leave her alone, sir. Yeah, she doesn't need to scram. Yeah. I was sitting here with just dying at this guy. Who watches this dude seriously? Because I could see why people would watch him to have a good laugh. But who watches him seriously? Like, oh man, dude, did you see Tim Miller scorch Charlie Kirk? Like, just saying that makes me laugh. Like, did you see when Tim Miller took down Megyn Kelly? Nobody is doing that. I guarantee you, nobody's doing that. If anyone's more familiar with Tim Miller, does he actually have good points? Is he, or is there an actual no? There's a reason why this guy, people would watch this guy, or is he just here to be like a lol cow? Sound off in the comments section below. Subscribe to my channel if you enjoy content like this, and if you do enjoy content like this, I got more videos on the screen for you to click away and enjoy.